John Razimus here. My final John Titor video is going to be dropped the last day of this year. A lot of people are confused. They're like, oh, what day is it? Huh? What? It's the last day of the year. It's not rocket science. December 31st. I've only said it, I don't know, 50, 60, 100 times since May. People think I'm bluffing, I guess. I have nothing to lose. Or do I? No. I have a great amount to lose. As a matter of fact, I said it's my very last Titor video. And so my entire channel is known mostly for John Titor. Oh, I have plenty of people to call out and say they're not John Titor. And I'm going to make a compilation video because I ran out of time. But obviously there are more people that are not John Titor than are. So I have to make a quick list real quick. I'm not going to drop any of their names right now, but I'm writing a song about it. It's going to be hilarious. Here's a good view of the mountainside. So my very last John Titor video with the proof behind the identity. I was, this percentage sure, that percent sure on many people, but I'm 100% confident in my final conclusion. It's the final hoax hunter conclusion on who John Titor is with the proof to back it up. I said on Twitter there will be a leak to go with it, kind of like WikiLeaks, except the difference is it'll be leaked from me, so it's not going to be leaked anonymously. So it's a little bit different than WikiLeaks, but it's going to have some information. I'll try to put it in an article. I'm going to release the files associated with that leak. And you have to watch the whole video to really see the evidence. So perhaps I will give a secret link in the middle of the video for only people watching the video to even be able to find the link. Something like that. But John Titor, I know who you are. You've been laying low for 16 years. 15 years. Congratulations, you're really good at laying low. But after searching for 12 years, my investigation is only 12 years old, since 2004. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are saying, oh, where's the evidence? You only have a 2-minute video. That's a promo for the final video. It's not the video itself. If you don't have the patience to read one line of text in a 2-minute video, you're probably not going to like the final video. I don't know how long it's going to be. It might be an hour long. It might be 30 minutes long. I can't see it being less than 30 minutes long. As I'm going to detail how I found the proof, how I got the proof, to me is as interesting as the proof, possibly even more interesting than the proof. Finally paid off, but as I said on Twitter, it's a waste of 12 years. Now, I didn't obviously search it for 12 years solid, 12 years straight. That would be a huge waste of time. Off and on, here and there, in my spare time. I would do a search here, a search there. But even a average search that I will do for 1 hour, at least people said, oh, he knows how to use Google. At least I know how to use Google. Whew. Anyway, it wasn't a simple Google search. A lot of different things came together, and they will be revealed in the final video, detailing the final identity behind John Titor. And if you've seen any books on Amazon or heard any people talk about John Titor on radio shows, I can guarantee you they're 100% wrong. They have no clue, because I've skimmed over what they've said, and nope, doesn't match up with the actual proof of the actual identity behind the actual guy who wrote on the forums, namely post-to-post Art Bell's old forums, moderated by Keith Rowland, and the Time Travel Institute. And took a long time. Finally found it. I actually have been sitting on this information for close to 2 years now. Why haven't I released it? Because I haven't been trying to milk it. If you look at my site, I barely talk about John Titor anymore. I want to focus on paranormal things. But in 2011, crazy supernatural paranormal things happened to me, which totally changed my focus off of hoaxes onto things that are totally unprovable, the spiritual realm, different dimensions. But for December only, I'll be making John Titor related videos. If you're interested in knowing the identity behind John Titor, check it out. If you're not interested, feel free to ignore it. I'm not bluffing. I do have something to lose. People could call me a fool. You know, the fools are the people that are the people not listening to me. I've only been researching it since 2004, when I was a writer for Space Time News. I wrote multiple articles on John Titor back then, and I did keyword searches. John Titor uses words like gravity lock, really unique words that people don't really use too often, which matched up to one guy. I did a search and it only matched up to one guy, and he was also a fan of Art Bell, so I thought there was even a bigger connection. But that guy came forward on the Time Travel Institute forums back in 2005, I believe, and he said, "Nope, it's not me. We just must have read the same books." And that is the case. Both the author behind John Titor and Gerald O'Doherty, that was my first suspect. They both read the same books, but the fact that Gerald came forward and said, "Nope, it's not me. I'm willing to answer any questions anyone has. I'm flattered that you thought it was me." The guy was pretty clever, and he read the same Stephen Hawking books that I read, but nope, it's not me. Now, there's a huge key and a flag element there. Gerald came forward. He was willing to answer any questions. John Titor is a person that's not willing to come forward, not willing to answer questions, because he's been hiding in the shadows concerning the Titor subject. I'm sure he's active in other areas doing different things, but concerning John Titor, he's laid low. But not low enough for me to find him, because I found him. Okay, you've already gotten a huge piece of information right there. It's not a female, it's a him, it's a he. John Titor is one single individual, one single person. I am 100% confident in his identity. In the past, I would have been 99% sure, 75%, 50%. Not this time. I'm 100%. I emailed Dr. Michio Kaku back in 2005. I went to mkaku.org. And I said, "Hey, Dr. Michio Kaku." I just went to the contact form. It said mkaku@aol.com or something like that. I believe he's updated his email address since then. In 2005, he wasn't as huge of a celebrity. Now he's a big shot. And I'm sure he doesn't answer everyone's email. I'm sure he gets a lot more fan mail. But back in 2005, went to mkaku.org, clicked on the contact page, found mkaku@aol.com, emailed him. I said, "Hey, I don't know if you heard about this guy claiming to be a time traveler, but you don't need to read his entire novel-sized forum posts to know if he's real or not." I said, "The guy claims to have 2 micro-singularities, or mini black holes, micro black holes, in a box device. And this box is small enough to fit in a car, a truck, or a Corvette." And I said, "Can you tell me the chances of this guy being for real? He claims these mini black holes can bend time." There's a picture of a laser pointer bending under the gravity of the time travel device, which supposedly has 2 tiny black holes in it. Dr. Michio Kaku was quick to reply. He must have found the question intriguing. It's a 100% authentic email, yet people to this day say I lied and I cheated and I faked and I doctored it. Nope, I didn't. Tweet Dr. Kaku. If you know him in person, talk to him face to face. If you got his phone number, call him up. If you can find his email, email him. He will 100% verify the statement because it was made by him. He said, I think the person you mentioned is fake. Many black holes do not have the power to bend time. I'm quoting this from memory because I've read it so many times. He said, CERN certainly hasn't created a mini black hole. And then he goes on to talk about Large Hadron Collider, which hadn't been turned online yet. And even to this day, December 2nd, 2016, the Large Hadron Collider, nothing CERN related, have ever discovered a mini black hole or created one. They shoot particles next to each other, fast rates towards each other, colliding with each other to see the tiny particles dissipating into different dimensions, proving if different dimensions exist. The Higgs boson, something or other they discovered. They said it cost $13 billion to discover it because the Large Hadron Collider costs $1 billion a year to maintain, and I did the math. To this day, it's worth, based on how much has been put into it, $17 billion because scientists are that sure higher dimensions exist. I talk about higher dimensions concerning positive and negative entities in higher dimensions occupying dimensions above us. We can't see them for obvious scientific reasons. Watch my other videos if you want to learn more about that. But John Titor, even Dr. Michio Kaku, one of the smartest guys, co-founder of string theory, said the guy's a fake. Many black holes do not have the power to bend time. John Titor leaked that bending laser pointer photograph, which is totally photoshopped. It's doctored. It's fake. That photograph is fake. The prop he built, it's a prop, all right, but it's not a time machine. To put it bluntly, John Titor was a forum troll. Not the first. He came during a time of Art Bell having the Time Traveler Caller line. Literally the height of the Time Traveler Caller line was 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001. Or actually, before 2001. Before Art Bell retired for the first time. And I was a regular caller. I actually called into the Area 51 line. I called into the Time Traveler line. I never got through. I never got in. But I did get in to the Area 50 line once, Area 51 line, and he cut me off. He's like, "You're not from Area 51," and he hung up. And then I called in during the prediction line, and I made a prediction that came true. I said California will lose power, there will be blackouts. And I got a ding, 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 ding from Art Bell 2 years later because he retired and then he came back. And when he came back, he read a list which was over a year old. And on that list, I was number 14, 15, or 16, somewhere around there. California will lose power, blackouts, ding, 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 ding. I got a correct answer. But Dr. Michio Kaku said John Titor's fake, and he is. Oh, the time frame, Art Bell. Okay, so single 7, that time traveler call-in guy, single 7. He weaved an interesting time travel tale. Madman Markham, six-fingered Antichrist. There are all kinds of characters that called in regularly to Art Bell during that time. John Titor wanted to be a little more anonymous. He didn't want his voice heard. Although some people claim he called in, and he may have. I can't verify that to this day. But he faxed Art Bell in 1998 and said there were going to be death all over the streets and Y2K problem, it's horrendous. Y2K was the whole point, the whole crux of the John Titor story. He went back to the 70s to get the IBM 5100, which could solve the Y2K problem. To this day, we look back on it and say, no, that computer had nothing to do with solving the problems. The issue was so minute, it didn't cause any problems. Minute problems maybe for 24 hours for a couple banks or 5 seconds. They corrected it and fixed it on the spot without the use of any 70s IBMs. The science is false, based on Michio Kaku and many other scientists which verify what Dr. Kaku says. The computer technology is false in the context that no Y2K issues were ever solved by an IBM 5100 from the 70s. That's laughable. It's a joke. People say, how did he know that IBM 5100 could even do that? Oh my God. First of all, either he worked for IBM or knew someone who worked for IBM. It's not impossible. Also, he had access to a computer. Just because few people searched and knew that term, so he was a computer nerd. IBM fan is what I've been saying for many years. 12 years I've been saying he's an IBM fan as opposed to Apple. Anyway, I know who it is 100%. We'll tell you on December 31st of this year, the last day of the year. Been holding on to it for close to 2 years. Why? Because I've been over John Titor. I've been over it. It's old news. When I found the proof, I was excited, but I guess I just want to focus on different things. Chaos concerning the spiritual realm attacked me, and I've been focusing on different things, not John Titor. That's the last thing I want to talk about. I'm going to make one stipulation on my final John Titor video. If John Titor himself, the guy that I mentioned in the video, not any frauds who put on their resume, oh, I created the John Titor time traveler thing, here's my LinkedIn profile, I created it, here's my LinkedIn profile, I created John Titor. Not D-bags that put, I created John Titor on their LinkedIn profiles. I'm talking about the actual guy who I have proof is John Titor. If I was John Titor right now, I probably wouldn't be watching this video. I don't think he's a fan of my channel. YouTube.com/hoaxhunter. The video drops December 31st, the last day of this year. This video is 18 minutes long already. It's gone too long. I thank you for watching. This has been John Razimus, also known as John Houston. Be seeing you.